Athens Clarke County Police Department informed Sheriff's Office deputies of the missing person report tied to the vehicle and that the last communication from the missing person was a transfer to the daughter of $2,385 with a text message tied to the Venmo transfer stating, "They won't let me go. There is a key to the house underneath the flower pot."
Cryptic message in a money transfer. This is Debbie Collier. This is who the sheriff out in Habersham County, Georgia, is talking about. She went missing. And there was this communication after a transfer of money from her Venmo account saying, "They are not going to let me go. Love you. There's a key to the house in the blue flower pot by the door." Bizarre. Now, her husband, Stephen Collier, also informed that he had last seen his wife, Deborah, the night before, just before going to bed around 9 p.m. He stated when he left for work in the morning, the vehicle Deborah drives was still in the driveway, so she should have been home. He clarified that he and Deborah sleep in separate bedrooms due to his snoring. What's going on in Habersham County, Georgia? Let's find out. Joining us by phone tonight, she's on vacation in Orlando, but she's a reporter and publisher for NowHabersham.com. Joy Purcell is with us. Make sure you check out the website after the show, folks. Incredible reporting on this, NowHabersham.com. And also joining us in Columbia, South Carolina, retired medical examiner, forensic pathologist, and former law enforcement officer. She's done it all. She's also a chef, by the way. Dr. Michelle Dupree is with us. Great to see you, Doctor. Joy, let me begin with you. And first of all, great work in your reporting on all this. Give us a little more of the background here of this missing person. I want to begin with Deborah going missing. What are the circumstances surrounding that day?
Well, I was notified on the afternoon of September 11th. It was a Sunday, a quiet Sunday, and I got a notification that there was a possible homicide investigation on the north end of Habersham County. And just to set the stage for you, we are a rural county, population about 45,000. We're about 80 miles northeast of Atlanta, about 50 miles north of Athens, Clarke County, where Debbie Collier was from. And I was given a general idea of the area where they were investigating, but I expected, because of the rural nature of our community, I expected I was going to have to search for the crime scene. And I was very surprised to find it off a major highway, US 441, which is the main road connecting North Georgia and Western North Carolina. And the law enforcement officials and crime scene tape were right there in plain view of all the passersby. It's a heavily trafficked route. The black Pacifica van that had been reported missing out of Athens, Clarke County, tied to Debbie Collier, a van that she had rented, according to her daughter, was sitting right off the highway. And the county deputy coroner says that her body was located about 0.2 of a mile from where the van was located. Her body was found in the woods, partially nude, partially burned. And we're just now, waiting with everyone else to see what more they're going to be able to tell us regarding the cause and manner of death. They have not determined that, or at least released that yet. Her body was sent to the state medical examiner's office for autopsy. So we're waiting to find out exactly how she died, but it has been confirmed that she did die in Habersham County.
And any indication on whether her phone was with her, her phone was not with her? This Venmo message, this cryptic Venmo message is what really captured a lot of people's attention, including myself.
Right, a chilling message. And the report that you cited, in that report, her daughter and her husband reported her missing. The daughter reported to Athens Clarke County Police that all she took with her was her driver's license and her debit card. But obviously, there was a Venmo payment made from her cell phone, and that has been confirmed. And, it was made to her daughter with that very cryptic, very chilling message that, they're not going to let me go, love you. And so there's a bit of discrepancy in terms of what was reported in that missing person report, and the fact that there was a cell phone for this Venmo payment to have been made from. I've not heard that it was made from any phone other than her mother's. So, and Amanda Bearden, the daughter, who reported her mother missing and who had stated in that missing person report that she only took her debit card and her driver's license, did state that she attempted to call her mother, but there was no answer. So it indicates that there was some belief with both the payment and the attempt to call her that her mother did have her cell phone on her, but never responded.
Dr. Michelle Dupree, before we get into what you can figure out at autopsy when it comes to all of that, I want to draw upon your experience as law enforcement and also medical examiners. We know you guys get into some of the investigation as well. What are your thoughts about trying to tie together how she ended up where she ended up and what happened that morning?
Well, Vinny, one of the things that we look at is something we call the totality of circumstances. And so we look at everything surrounding her disappearance. We look at the scene itself. We ask questions about all of the evidence or lack of evidence that we find. And so this is a very intriguing and yet mysterious case.
All right, Dr. Michelle Dupree is going to stay with us. Joy Purcell is going to stay with us. We're having a little bit of trouble hearing the doctor right now. We're going to clear that up. We're going to take a short break. More on this story coming up, plus coming up next hour.
In Bismarck, North Dakota, the next live trial on Court TV. Nikki Ensel accused of cheating on her husband and plotting his murder to collect life insurance. Nikki's ex-lover has already pleaded guilty in the case and is set to testify against her at trial. We have a preview.
Police arrested Nikki Ensel and charged her with conspiring to commit murder and arson. It was a feud between families.
Came in like thieves in the night and took 8 lives.
George Wagner faces murder charges in connection with the killing.
It's a chilling story, the Ohio family massacre trial.
Live coverage weekday mornings, 9/8 Central on Court TV.
A love triangle with a tragic ending.
Nikki Ensel is accused of killing her husband.
Her boyfriend pled guilty for his part.
Now she's facing a jury and life in prison if convicted.
The cheating wife murder trial, Tuesday morning.
0433.
At this time, there is no evidence to suggest or support that this incident was related to a kidnapping or that this was a suicide.
What happened to Debbie Collier? I mean, a lot of this not making sense tonight. I want to read from part of the police report in this case, and it says, in part, officers went into the woods. They found a red tote bag near an uprooted tree. They observed the red tote bag on its side, and then he observed what appeared to be the remains of a fire. As he approached the fire, he looked further down an embankment, and he observed a partially burnt blue in color tarp. He observed a nude female laying on her back, grasping a small tree with her right hand. And Sergeant observed Collier's remains to apparently burned with what appeared to be a charring to her abdomen. I'm trying to figure this all out. I want to bring back in our guests. We have with us Joy Purcell, publisher, reporter, now Habersham.com, this website doing amazing reporting that Joy is really leading. And Dr. Michelle Dupree, retired medical examiner, forensic pathologist, is with us. Dr. Dupree, what do you think they are going to be able to ascertain in this autopsy in terms of cause and manner of death with what facts we seem to know at this point?
Well, they should definitely be able to determine the cause of death, whether that is from the fire, and I would probably suspect that it is not, that there is probably another cause of death. They should also hopefully be able to retain some type of trace evidence, anything from the scene that might help, give us a clue as to what happened and who did this.
Joy Purcell, let me ask you locally, stories like this don't happen too often in Habersham County, but locally, are people talking about this? Did law enforcement say that they have people that they're looking at, maybe people of interest that they haven't named yet?
They're trying to develop leads, looking for persons of interest and possible suspects. They say they have conducted interviews both in Habersham and Athens. They are also, saying that they've executed search warrants. They've sent their evidence off to the GBI crime lab for analysis. But as far as naming names, they have not said that they have a list of specific suspects. However, I did want to note, Benny, that we talk about the intrigue and the mystery of this case, and adding to that was the announcement earlier this week by the sheriff's office that there's nothing to indicate in their investigation to this point that this was a suicide or that it was tied to a kidnapping. So there are far more questions than answers at this point.
Absolutely. Dr. Michelle Dupree, your thoughts on that? No evidence of kidnapping or suicide. Well, what does that tell you, and how do you think they're able to make that determination?
Well, a couple of things. She did leave the house of her own accord, apparently. She took with her her license and a debit card. So she was intending to go someplace. She had a rental car, which I'm not exactly sure why the car she had was rented. But in any case, she went there. The car was parked out in the open. It appears that she went there voluntarily and perhaps was meeting someone, and things went bad.
And before we run out of time tonight, Joy Purcell, let me ask you, is there anything else in that area where her vehicle was found and where she was found?
There is an addiction recovery center not far from where the vehicle was parked and where her body was found, but there's been no indication that that has any connection whatsoever to the case. Other than that, it really was in one of the more I won't say remote, but underdeveloped areas of the county, just on a wide stretch of US 441.
All right. We are going to continue to follow this story, obviously, and as more information is developed, we'll bring it to you. Joy Purcell, first of all, thank you so much. I know you're on vacation with your family right now, and we appreciate the time that you gave us tonight. Enjoy the rest of the vacation, but we're going to be calling you when you get back in town. Dr. Michelle Dupree, always appreciate your insight, your expertise. Thank you as well.